know. With this, so to say, monumental number 4 slide, my research, investigation, my coverage on Russian types of sausages. I am going to finish this, consisting of 4 parts, my coverage about Russian sausages. Let's look at them. The first one on the extreme right, and you have them all separate lectures, and this is the last part, number 4. And if you want to see others, you can see they are beautiful pictures, and actually maybe somebody thinks what is she talking about, it's not important, but those of you who wants to be able to read Russian at least a little bit, to recognize Russian letters, or those of you who studies Russian, you will be you will know just this cultural insight about Russian food that, for example, I already told you that I have lived in USA for 21 years, and we don't have here this variety and this kind, different culture, everything. So I think it's important. All parts are important. Besides, simultaneously, I'm teaching you vocabulary, okay? And here we have 3 different words and the way how we use them and what they mean. These are 4 different components what Russian sausages consists about. 4 big groups, okay? So the first one, I'm going to review them and give you the last one, number 4, the biggest here on the left. So the first one on the right, on the extreme right on the bottom, колбаса, it's a little picture, there was копченые smoked sausages, колбаса. The word колбаса is repeated 4 times. Колбаса, smoked, number 1. You can see that separate lecture. Number 2, more to the left, the next, number 2, колбаса is, I always forget this English word, which we put on sandwiches. This big one, we call it in Russia вареная, cooked. It's the way they prepare it, they cook it. Different kind, very different kind. By both of them we call колбаса, and if we know the difference, they all have adjectives, they all have names, names of the brand. And for example, on the extreme right, the smallest one here, my first lecture was separate lecture. It was smoked, and what in English, in American culture we call salami. It's all very different kinds. It is dry salami, сухая, полусухая, half dry. This is how we call it. Горячего копчения, hot smoked, cold smoked. Very different taste. Big variety. Okay, and the next one is this. Still don't remember the word. I just flies off me. I remembered it earlier. So the second one, okay, the second one different type, the same name. Number 3 has different name. Also, generally we can call it колбаса, but yet number 3 is сосиски, plural word. Сосиски, they are kind of American hot dogs, the shape maybe, but they are all also different, kind of like they're different. Look at lecture number 3. This little lecture number 3, and they are different. The name is сосиски. That's their name on the bottom in purple color. Сосиски number 3, and this one, last one, number 4 is сардельки. So kind of сосиски and сардельки, they're kind of relatives. These сардельки and сосиски. It's kind of funny. But it is, it is, we love them. Сосиски, those are like American hot dogs, I may say, okay? But they are very different. They are, I told in lecture number 3 that they are made of beef, or they may be made of pork, or they may be made of veal, young cow. And so they are different tastes. They all different tastes, and those who make them themselves, they are absolutely without chemicals, okay? Сардельки number 4, they are different, they are thicker, These kind, actually, I don't think, no, I don't remember the brands. I saw some in supermarkets here in American, They are kind of like in boxes from some states. but again, I didn't see such variety, you know. Sardelki, you see, they're all different kinds. Sardelki, they are thicker, they may be shorter, they are thicker than sosiski. Number 4 is thicker than number 3. And we eat them hot, you know, hot, we boil them. And then you cut it, you know, with a fork, with knife, and with mustard. And with beer, they love to serve, you know, beer with those sardelki. We call them sardelki. What you see is written sardelki, de, but we don't pronounce it soft de, we pronounce sardelki. So this is one of very few exceptions which we have when we read Russian language. So the 4 kinds of different sausage food products which we have in Russian culture. And the first one on the extreme right was smoked sausages, big variety, probably 30 different kinds at least, you know. Smoked. The next was, what do we put on sandwiches? I cannot remember that name. Big size, round, just can't remember that name. The second one, different, absolutely different type. There are many different kinds, probably 20, 30 also different. People can make them themselves. Also in village, you know, in where they grow their animals, you know, the animals, they can make them themselves. They're very tasty. I used to have students in Victor Valley College. I used to work in California, and my students were from Ukraine and Russia. And one time, my students brought me sausage, which they made themselves, you know, Ukrainian, you know, they were Ukrainian student Sasha. And he brought me a piece of sausage, and I was driving after 5 hours class. Yes, so in Victor Valley College. I was driving after 5 hours class, and this smell of garlic, you know, this self-made sausage, absolutely delicious. And I just grabbed it, and I just started on the fast lane. I started, it was 60 miles drive one way. And I started eating it. It was very tasty, a колбаса. Number 3 here, number 3, number 4, they're kind of like relatives to each other. They are sosiski, which are about like American hot dogs approximately, but they are also different kind, different tastes. And the number 4 is sardelki. Okay, so these are 4 kinds of sausages. Altogether probably will be 150, I would say. All together, all different kinds, 150 different kinds. Okay, so I made here quite a research on Russian sausage, on Russian колбаса. Thank you very much for listening to me. I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye.